Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Collab Lab video tutorial. My name is Noah and today I'm going to be teaching you guys iMovie. We are doing a little video online series because of the current situation with COVID, and usually this iMovie workshop is taught in person, but we wanted to make some tutorials for you guys. So in case you need help with a project or assignment coming up and we can't help you physically in person. Also, if you are struggling on an assignment, feel free to go to our website and comment in the web chat. We are online from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. During the week. So if you have any questions, just come and chat with us. We are more than happy to help you and assist you guys. So feel free to use that. So today, like I said, we are going to be doing iMovie. iMovie is really simple, but it kind of comes off intimidating at first. So once you get the basic steps of it, it is fairly simple and not too hard to manage. So with that, let's get started. The first thing that you want to do is obviously have your video footage that you want to use. I went to a website called pexels.com and just downloaded some sample videos. I'm assuming you guys are probably going to have your own video clips for your project, so you probably won't need to do this, but if you did need to, pexels.com is a very simple, hold on, let me find it. Pexels.com. It's a really easy website where you just go in, click on the video you want. There's lots of options, then click download and you're good to go. And they're all free, no copyright, so very helpful with that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is open iMovie. So you can either do this by going up to the search bar and typing in iMovie and then clicking enter. Or you can go down to the Launchpad and go to your actual iMovie icon in here and open it through that as well. So, this menu is going to pop up. As you can see, I already have a couple of projects that are here. If you come in, you can see like your theater, which is other assignments that you've done, project, and then your media is just your stuff that's gone on. Also, sorry, my computer is starting to run, so if there's like a weird noise in the back, I apologize, but yes, let's get started. So what you're gonna wanna do is click create new. So with this, you're gonna click create new. Two options are gonna pop up. We're gonna click the movie option. The trailer option is not necessary for what we're working on, so. So this is the menu. As you can see, there are a lot of different titles with things and a lot of different menus that you can click on. The first thing that we're going to want to do is obviously import the footage so that we can start working on the project. After that, I'll go into more detail with the different settings and stuff you can play around with. So with this, you're going to want to go to this arrow up here, click this. This is basically just the import option if you want to import your photos. So you would go to wherever your videos are. I said photos, didn't I? Yep. And my videos are on the desktop, so you're gonna want to click on this. And a fun little trick, if you click on one video and you want to select more than one, click on the video, hold down shift, and if you click on the other video, it'll select both of them. So that is very handy. And then when you're done with selecting all of your stuff, you can go to import selected and it'll add it to the media. You also, if it's just on your desktop, you can come in over here, click, hold, and drag over into this, and it'll add it to the sequence down below. So that's another option you can do as well. So like I said, this is the media option where all of your videos get imported to. This is where the content's going to be and what you're going to drag down here, which is where your little sequence is going to be of your project. So we're going to start by adding a video clip in. So how you would do that is you click on the video, click and hold, and this little movie icon pops up that indicates that you're holding something, and you will come in down here and drop into this bottom area. So with this, the clip is going to get added. Your cursor basically is yellow and then it turns white, so this is where you know where you're at in the video. And if you slide it across back and forth, you can see up here the video kind of going in like a little bit of a fast motion when you hover over it. And then if you wanted to just play the video, you would just click the space bar and it'll play the video for you. You also can see right here is the time sequence, so how long the video is. If you wanted to expand this clip, you can come over here to this icon and drag it so that it gets smaller or wider, depending on what you want to see or how much you want to see of your content. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the sequence. Nothing too crazy with that. Moving on, I'm gonna show you really quick how to splice this. So just say you only wanted it to be, let's say like 6 seconds. So what you would do is you want to click on the clip, and how you know that is that the outside of it is highlighted yellow. So you will click on it, and you can double click on the mouse, and you can go to split clip, and it'll take the clips and split them. As you can see, there is a little split in the clip, but because we still have the whole thing, it's gonna still play like nothing happened. But then if you go to the second clip and click on it and then just hit delete, it'll take that out completely and it'll end your video sooner. And you can also do this by doing Command B. So if you click on this and do Command B, it'll splice it where you want it to. And then Command Z is to go back if you messed up or something. You also can just go to edit, undo, but I like to do Command B and Command Z because it just is a lot simpler and easier, so you don't have to take the time doing an extra step that isn't necessary. So that's that. You also can come in here, and there's a couple of other things that you can do in here. If you have audio to your project, you can detach the audio and delete the audio if you don't want background noise or something. And yeah, you can do copy. So that would be, you can click this, copy, and then you can do Command V, and it'll paste the whole video again. So if you needed a duplicate of something, you can do that. Same thing, you'll just click on it and then delete if you don't want it. And yeah, if you want to cut it, Command X, or you can just do double click and cut, and then V, and then it would get added back. So that is kind of the basic of the cutting and splicing principles. You will be using that a lot, so make sure you are familiar with that. So moving on, right here, if you wanted to click on another video, you can. When you click on the video, actually, it shows this little icon on the side. And if you hold this and drag it, it'll select only a portion of the video, and that's what's going to get added to the clip. So we'll just do 25 seconds, and then you can either click the plus, or you can just click and drag like we did last time, and it'll get added to the little sequence. And if you want to see how long it is, you can do this thing like we talked about earlier, or you can use 2 fingers and zoom in and out on the keyboard or on the mouse. So we're gonna hit play, and as you can see, it's gonna switch to the second video that we had picked. And yeah. So really quick, I'm gonna show you guys a couple other options you can do with your videos when you're in iMovie. The first thing that I'm gonna talk about is audio. So up here we have this little nav bar. With this, you can click audio, and a bunch of different options are gonna pop up. If you click on the side right here, there is sound effects and iTunes. iTunes is all of my stuff on iTunes that I can use. I like to use, what do I use? It's 4K video downloader. It's just online, and I use that to download songs if I want to use them in the background of stuff, but you got to make sure that they're copyright free because you could get in trouble for that, and that is not worth it. So you also can use all of the sound effects and songs on iMovie, which they are all copyright free, so you already don't have to worry about that. So if you go into sound effects, there is another menu right here. Click on that, and there's a bunch of different options. You've got textures, jingles, people, different sound effects that you can add to your stuff. Or if you want like a theme music kind of thing, you can use this and play around with it. A lot of YouTube people use this, like very basic, very, yeah, commercially. So if you wanted to use one of these, what you would do is you would click, find the one that you like, and you can click, we'll do this one, travel. Click and hold, and kind of like what happened with the video clip, it's going to bring this down here, and you're going to want to put it underneath the videos, and it'll get attached to all of the clips. You hover over it, it'll do this weird like fast-paced like screeching sound, so be careful of that. And then once you hit play, it'll add the sound into your video. So if you want to make it quieter or louder, you can go here and this little arrow icon will pop up, and you can go up and down with it to make it quieter, make it louder. If you wanted to fade in and out, so if you wanted it to start quieter, there's this little circle icon with a black dot in the middle, and you can click and drag that, and it'll start quieter and then progressively get louder, and then you can do that at the end as well. And then if you don't want the clip to be this long, you can click, this little icon will pop up, and you can click, hold, and then just drag, and it'll take it to the end. And then you can have it fade out, at the front. And that adds like a pretty nice effect if you're trying to have smooth transitions for an assignment and such. So yeah. The next thing you can do is add titles. So titles are pretty important if you are trying to credit someone, if you filmed a video and you want to give them credit for doing video footage for you, or if you want to just have a title for what the assignment is, you can use these for adding different text options into your project. So if you click on it and hover over it, you can see in the right the preview of what it'll look like in your video. So with this, kind of like what we did with everything else, you would click and hold, drag it over to the top, and yeah, basically all the text options go up top, or if you're adding a photo into your project, that would go on top, and then the audio goes underneath. So with this, the text option got added in. I'm gonna mute the video just because it's annoying me. So with this, the text option gets added, so you want to make sure if you want to go in and edit it, you would click it and then go up here to this menu over here, and you would double click on the text and it'll highlight it and then bring up a new menu. So you can go in and do whatever title you want. iMovie tutorial is what we're gonna do. You can go in and change the font. So if I wanted it to be a different font, we'll do Futura because I always use Futura. You can use that. You can go in and make it centered or to the left. You can make it bold, or you can make it italicized, or you can make it outlined. You can go in and change the color of it. This little white box, if you click on that, it'll bring up this little panel, and you can change the color with stuff and highlight over what kind of stuff you want to use with that. Or I think, oh no, you can't. Anyways, oh wait, here it is. If you click the eyedrop, you can go over here and click on a part of the video, and it'll make that the color. And then when you're done, you just click X, and then hit the check mark right here. The check mark, wow, I can't talk. The check mark, and it'll add that to your video. And if you want this to be longer or shorter, you can drag this over the full clip, kind of like what we did when you're shortening and lengthening the audio clip. You can do that, and then it'll make this longer for your video. And just say you wanted to have a little intro to your video, you can go to backgrounds, and there are a bunch of different options for different backgrounds that you can use. You've got curtain, you've got whatever this is, blobs, or if you just want a basic black cover, you can come and use this. And basically it's just importing a photo/video into this, and you can use that for your assignment. So you click, hold, drag it to the front, and it'll add a 4-second clip before this starts. And if you wanted your iMovie tutorial title to be on that or something, you could drag that over here, shorten it with this tool, and you have this on a little black icon, and then it goes to your assignment. So, obviously it kind of cut really fast, kind of not smooth, If you want to add a transition, that is the last icon up here that you can use. You would click on transition, and there are a bunch of different options you can use. We've got cross dissolve, we've got cross blur, we've got fade to black, fade to white, spin. I like to just use the cross blur, I think. So what you would do is you would click hold, drag in between the clips that you would want to have a transition, and it'll add a transition into that towards the next clip. So there we go. It's a lot smoother, and yeah, adds for a nice little touch when you are making a video. We'll add one to this next clip as well. We'll do a little cross dissolve moment, and there we go. It transitioned into the next clip. What else do I want to talk about? If you are, excuse me. If you are struggling with the size, sometimes when you import a video, it's not the right size. You can click on this. If you double click on this, or not double click, if you go up to this icon, it's the little crop tool. You can go to crop to fill, and you can play around with this to make sure that it is in the right situation for what you want to deal with. There's also just fit, crop to fill, Ken Burns. Ken Burns is basically if you click on the end portion of it, like the little intro, and make this smaller, it'll do a little zoom in effect if you want to play around with that. Also up here, there is color correcting. So if you want to play around with this, there is like highlights and contrast. So if you want it to be more colorful, if you want it to have a warmer tone, if you want it to be a little darker, you can play around with this. I don't really play around with this too much depending on what it is, just because it can get kind of messy sometimes. But if you do end up taking a video and it's too dark, that's always handy to have in the situation. So there is also here, you can lower the audio. In this clip, you can make your clip slower or faster. In this, you can add different filters with stuff, little vintage clip, a sepia, different options for that, black and white. So that's fun to play around with. And then there's also audio effects. So if you want to add a different effect to something, you can play around with this too. And what you would do for this is you would just click on the clip and it'll add it into it. So, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it with this. You can also just click the little wand and it'll do an automatically improve the video and audio quality of the clip. So that is also an option. So let me make sure I've covered everything that's going on. If you want to do a voiceover or something, like I'm doing right now, I'm basically just recording on my voice recording app on my phone, and then you can either airdrop the clip to your laptop, you can put it on Google Drive and download it, or you can go to right here and click on this option and do record voiceover, and it'll record kind of another audio clip that you can place underneath here in between this. Let's just say you want to add a photo from the outside world into this this project. You would want to go to Google, and I'm just going to do, let's say, Lilo and Stitch. If you're trying to add a photo into the background of an image, you can either go back to the import option and you can put your picture in that, or you can just click on the picture on the side of your desktop, click and hold and drag it, and then it'll place it like any other transition that we've added. And with this, it's going to add the photo into your assignment. And obviously it's not to screen with the project, so you're going to want to click on this. Kind of like what we did earlier, you can go into the crop option, you can do fit, crop to fill, so if you only want a certain amount, and then the Ken Burns thing, which is what the default is, and you can click this, and then you can do if you're adding a picture, you want to make sure you click on this to the left, and you can do cutaway, you can do green screen, which adds it in like this. If you want to find a picture with like a background that's green, and then it'll take up the background. You can do split screen so that it's like the water and the picture in picture, which is what we're going to do. And then you can drag it so that it's a certain size. And yeah, if you want it to dissolve, you can play around with this. If you want to zoom, but I usually don't do this, and I just click enter. And then when you're done, just click the check mark, and bam, you've got a photo in your image, in your video, I mean. And then again, if you want it to be longer or shorter, you can click, hold, and drag this, and that'll get added to the transition. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it with everything. Let me make sure that I haven't missed anything. I think that's pretty much all of the things that we're going to cover in this workshop. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is exporting your file. So when you're done, if you are working on your laptop, you can go to File. Oh, wait. And yeah, I think that is it for what we're going to talk about in the iMovie workshop. The last thing that we're going to touch on is the exporting process and saving process. What's cool about iMovie is that any project that you work on, it automatically saves. So if you go to exit out of it, you can just go and name it. So iMovie tutorial. You can do this and it'll save it to your iMovie for you if you want to go back in and work on it some more. But if you're done with your project, you're going to want to go up to this top right icon. It's the little square with an arrow popping out of it. And you can click on this. And you can either do file or YouTube. So if you wanted to upload it to YouTube, you could click on this and it'll upload through this process. You want to make sure that it's the highest quality, and you can name it and then go to next, and it'll upload the video to YouTube. Or you can go to file. This will pop up as well. Name it what you want, go to next, and you can save it to wherever you would like. So if you have a desktop that you want to save it to, if you have a flash drive or anything, you can save it to that, but we're just going to save it to the desktop, and you click on that and then you click save. And this little circle up here is going to pop up, and it starts by writing the iMovie project into an MP4. And usually if the video is short, it shouldn't take that long, but sometimes obviously it's a video. If it's longer, it's going to take a little bit longer to export. This one was done fairly quickly, so with that, it says share successful, exported iMovie was successful. And if you go to your desktop, it should be here ready to go as an MP4 that you can upload to your project assignment on Canvas. And if you double click on it, you can see the full video in a little QuickTime Player moment. And yeah, if you are working on the desktops at school, which obviously we're not right now with the current situation, you could always go to Finder, iCloud Drive, or the desktop drive that it's on. You can go to iMovie, and there is going to be a different folder that has all of your video clips saved in that, because on the desktop side computer, they reset if you sign out of them. So if you copy and paste that to your flash drive or OneDrive, it'll save that to your flash drive so that you can go back and reopen it if you go back to a laptop or a desktop on campus. Let's see. Desktop. I think for me it's in HD. Users, Noah, and then you can come down to, I'm not quite sure where it's at. Oh, movies. And then you would click this, and then you can drop that into wherever you want your project to be saved. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. If you're uploading to YouTube, you have to link your email to it, and then it gets uploaded to that. And I think that's it. But yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, do not be shy. Please come to the web chat online and ask us questions. We are available all the time to assist you guys, so make sure to do that. I'm also going to be refilming YouTube editing project, so if you want to tune into that, that will be up as well on our website. It'll kind of cover the basics of the YouTube studio and uploading to YouTube and making a thumbnail, which we did a workshop on back a couple of weeks ago. So I wanted to re-establish that so you guys could look into that as well if you are interested. So if you guys stuck through till the end, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys are doing well during this quarantine, and I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe. Bye.